All right, folks. I wanted to make a correction of what I messed up on sending you out into the wild with incorrect information. So I misspoke, aka totally messed up my Q latch. I was wrong about it, and I wanted to correct that. And at the end, I'll tell you what we'll do to kind of make up for it. So what I think threw me was technically a latch does not have a clock. That's neither here nor there. It actually has an enable. I was like, oh, okay, fine. But what I was wrong about, or what I should have told you, is I talked about transparent, and that is when Q or Q mirrors D. But this is only true when your clock, or actually when your enable pin is high or active or 1. When clock is low, or actually your enable pin, but you only maintain whatever you stopped at. And what I mean by that is when the clock falls, whatever you're at, 0 or 1, you just continue that until the next rising edge. So I want to go over that and tell you what's going on. So Q flip flop, I was right about, or I didn't get it wrong. Let's call it that. So I'm just going to cross that one out, and we'll put Q latch, the 1 up here. Okay, so let's bring Q latch in, 0 here. Boom, we start rising clock edge. So what does this mean? Everywhere that the clock or enable is on an active high or at high, or 1, you are going to mirror D down here. So you mirror this entire thing. You're going to mirror this. All right, so what does that mean? Well, let me get this out of the way a little bit. So I'm going to mirror this. So D is high at the beginning of my rising edge and is high at the end. Nothing changes. So I come up here and Q is high the entire time. All right, now once I go to a falling edge in this whole low cycle, I don't care what D does. I started here, so I just drift over and get to the next rising edge. I don't do anything, just maintain. All right, here's my active clock cycle. So this is rising edge. So I'm going to mirror this entire sequence of D, this whole peninsula, everything. So it starts at 0. So I got to drop back down and start here. So I start here, and then I have this little jut up. It goes about this long, comes back down, and then I head out. Let me fix that up a little bit. Comes back down, and I head out. Right here now, this is when the clock drops. So for this cycle, I don't care what D does. So I just continue on doing whatever I was doing at the beginning. All right, let's bring it back in now. I'm at an active cycle. So D was high to begin with, and it goes to about here. Looks like D drops at this point, and then I come over to here. So I'm mirroring D this entire time. All right, next one. This is an a low cycle, so I'm ignoring D. So whatever Q was doing at the start of this, I'm just going to bring it out to the finish. All right, let's finish things up. I have my mirror time here. So this is at 1 to begin with. So I come up here, I sit at 1, and then it is 1 at the end with no changes. So I just go straight across. And then I don't care what Q does, or excuse me, D does, but it is going to do the same thing we're going to do. We're just going to maintain a 1 out the rest of the way. I'll do one more. I have here, forgive the D kind of going off on a slant, but I wanted to show you this with another example. So Q flip-flop, we're not worried about that right now. I am looking at my active high times. This is what I'm going to mirror D. And then these low cycles is when I maintain. I don't care what D does. I just maintain what I was doing beforehand. All right, let's bring Q. Let's call this one here. So let's bring Q0 in, or 0 in. All right, rising edge. Looking at this, D starts high, so I got to come up here to 1. and I'm mirroring this whole thing. So whatever's happening here gets transferred down here. So this drops and then goes on 0. All right, I have a low clock cycle. So maintain, just doing the same thing I started with. Let me clean that up a little bit. Boom, that's it. All right, next clock cycle. D starts at 0, so I go to 0 or stay at 0. And then I come up here because I'm mirroring him, come over and stop right there. From there, I come over. I maintain this entire time here. That's all I'm doing is maintaining. I don't care. I don't care what D is up to. I said, okay, well, the clock dropped here, so I just maintain whatever I'm doing. All right, next clock cycle. Now I got to pay attention to D again. It starts high, drops back down, goes here for a little bit, comes back up, comes to here. And that's it. Low clock cycle, maintain. Don't do anything special. All right, next high clock cycle. So now I need to cover whatever D is doing. D starts at 0, so I got to come back down to 0, start this little peninsula here, come over, back down, and then stop right here, gather my thoughts, and then I maintain until the next rising edge. So this is Q latch, another example. All right, I did say, what am I going to do for you? So since I sent you out in the world with incorrect information on Q latch, if you just straight mirror Q latch from D, I will give you full credit because I told you wrong. However, if you do it correctly, so you mirror when the clock is high and you maintain when the clock is low, then I will give you 2 points extra credit on this test. All right. So 2 points extra credit if you do your work correctly. I don't think I can give you a better deal than that. So sorry about the mix-up. I wanted to correct myself as soon as possible and then get this out there. I'll put an announcement on Canvas and then have a link to this video. And either way, if you need help sleeping tonight, you can also watch this as well. That'll put you right out as well. Have a good day. Sorry for the mistakes.